Good evening, everybody, and Eric. It's Joe. It's time for another spooky game stream with Eric, who's playing Hearthstone, which is spooky in its own right.
Pretty scary.
Yeah. I'm playing Wings of Wor, known in Japan and Europe by some other really weird name that I don't remember off the top of my head now. Grynaug or something weird like that. Gynaug. Gynoug. Can't believe they changed the name on that one.
Perfectly normal.
Yeah, perfectly reasonable.
Immediately identify and know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. So this game defaults to easy, but we'll kick it up to normal. But I'm going to give myself the maximum number of lives. And magic select, normal shot, magic shot. Sounds good to me. There is a sound test. We have to scientifically determine this game's merits later. You know that there's a sound test. Mm-hmm. And the science dictates that makes the game better. So this game apparently is about, like, you play as some kind of crazy warrior with wings named War, I'm assuming, W-O-R, and you fight monsters and demons and stuff. This is a Genesis exclusive. I'd actually always thought that this game was an arcade port, but looking into it a little bit before I started tonight, it is not an arcade port. It is an original game for the Sega Genesis, developed by Messiah. Not Messiah, but M-A-S-A-Y-A, Messiah. Who you might know as the developer of like Target Earth and Cybernator. That's probably what they're best known for. Sorry? Yeah, I'm not, it's like a dragon or something. I don't really. It was, it was drawn by Boris Vallejo, painted by Boris Vallejo. So who the hell knows what's going on there? We're all being perfectly honest. Only Boris knew what the hell was going on there. Wow, it's a good thing I have a big old spread gun, because that's a whole bunch of monsters looking to ruin my day all at once. Oh, come on. Okay, so... Alright, so I can choose a spell with the A button, and then the C button fires, like, my alternate fire, which seems cool.
Plug dragon something.
Yeah, something like that, man. I
don't really know what's going on there.
So this game is not as punitive.
Also, I want to know what angel gymnast guy is shooting at. He's definitely not shooting at
Right.
He's kind of like casually firing that gun off at a distance.
This game is not as punitive as it could be. Certainly. Oof. Yikes. Wow. That game, it gets fast. It gets fast and hard fast. 4 credits. Okay, well, if I continue, where is it going to put me?
Nothing more terrifying than saying
So the feather is a speed up, and like a lot of shoot 'em ups of this age, you don't want to get too many speed up power-ups. Because when you do, you start running into shit, and it's actually harder to control the game when you have a whole bunch of speed-ups. You know, than if you didn't. So like I've grabbed a couple, and I'm feeling pretty good about my speed right now. I don't think I want to grab any more feathers, because I think if I do, it's gonna have the opposite effect that I want it to have. Instead of keeping me alive, it's gonna...
You're dry.
Yeah, I'll start flying the walls. So. Oh!
I'm gonna really Genesis flute sample.
Yeah, apparently.
Fucking wreck that turtle turd monster. Whatever the fuck that just was.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Smoke Monsters is excellent choice. Thank you. I appreciate your appreciation of my choice, Smoke Monster. I'm doing better this time. Doing better this time. I really feel like the horror-themed shoot-'em-up is something that was not really properly taken advantage of, you know, back in the day. There's not enough horror-themed shoot-'em-ups. There's like Abadox and like parts of Life Force and like Death Smiles in this game, and that's like kinda it.
This seems less horrifying.
I'm sorry, it seems less horrifying.
So this seems less horrifying.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like some, like, generic movie.
Life Force has that whole, like, sort of Cronenbergian body horror thing going for it. I'm not sure that I fully understand what the red orbs are powering up versus what the blue orbs are powering up. I can't move forward now. Oh, because there's a big monster that just dropped directly in front of my face. Monster trains, man. Monster trains. I'm clear. Smoke Monster says, huge respect for anyone who can shmup and stream. Not easy. Yeah, I do my best. I try. Oh! He says as he then immediately flies into the thing and kills him.
He can stream and shmup and pat himself on the back and stream.
Yeah, that's right. Did that cloud just shoot eye lasers at me? What the hell, cloud? That was bogus. getting these spells. I'm sort of figuring out. Okay, that one just shoots a lightning bolt straight ahead. So pretty basic. Grab that feather. Moving a little too slow.
Yeah, those are eye lasers or just opening up a couple of bombing.
Could be either, really. In a game like this. Okay, so Thunderbolt, pretty useful. Pretty high damage. Ooh. Yeah, I'll continue. I think this is going to be a like go through until I'm out of continues type of affair. Sort of what I'm going for here tonight. I'm editing the Halloween episode of Same Name Different Game, so I don't want to make this one too long because I want to have some time to work on that tonight. So. I think those are eyes.
There's a level select if you want to know what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll check out some of the later stages then. Why are these seagulls? Like, there's all these weird monsters, like skulls with stuff like running out of the back of their necks and clouds that are crying blood at me or whatever they're doing. And then there's like seagulls.
Plasma balls at you is pretty good.
I guess.
It's
They're
like
dirty and they're...
It's like psychological.
Right.
I picked up Evil Within 2 for $15.
Oh yeah? Have you played it at all yet?
I had to buy it. All my hard drives are close to full. Like,
Yeah, I just
I have
grabbed
less than 100 gigs on all of my hard drive, which is, I don't know, I probably should just do that.
How many hard drives do you have? Because
I
that
have 2 terabyte hard drives and a 500 gigabyte stick. So I don't have a ton, but it's quite a bit. I should probably, like I said, just get things. But instead, I bought a 4 gigabyte external hard because on sale on Amazon.
seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. Well, I should have a backup drive so that I use it.
That's true. You probably should.
Whatever, the old podcast archives and phone book. But it might actually not that.
Yeah. Your mic is still being a little weird.
I can turn up the gain a little bit, I guess. Or just look at it while I'm speaking.
Did you adjust the threshold on Discord?
That might be why. Or it may have done it with a recent update. Maybe it changed some settings. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, I'm getting the
Whoa.
live tomorrow. So that thing is just a prolapse anus.
It really is.
That's all it is.
Nimai-kun asks if the second person with me is sitting next to me. Eric, are you sitting next to me?
Yes. Boo!
Ah! How did you get here so fast?
Been here the whole time.
No, Eric is not sitting next to me. Eric is sitting in New York and I'm sitting in Virginia. New York State, not New York City. I should clarify.
That's very important.
How is this guy flying underwater, by the way? That's what's really getting me
He's
right
swimming
now.
now.
He's not like kicking his legs or moving his arms. He's still just flapping his
Why would he need to
wings.
do that? He's got wings, yeah. Wings and fins are pretty much the same exact thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Ducks don't flap their wings when they're swimming. that I've ever seen or noticed. I'm just saying.
I don't know. You ever seen a duck underwater?
I've seen them like push their heads underwater so they can grab fish and stuff.
Right. Well, that's not the same thing. That's not what this guy is doing.
That's true.
He's not just picking his head. He's fully submerged.
It's true.
But yeah, so as soon as I get that hard drive, I will.
Because I seem to recall you like the first one.
Any
right?
horror or anything.
Yeah, last year, I feel like last year you did most of the streams, and I
did just
talked
about
to
all
you.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Evil Within 2 seems like just as good a place to start as anywhere. I feel like most people said they liked it more than the first one.
Yeah, let's see. I didn't really get it. I only played a few. I figured for $15,
Yeah.
I should play something kind of horror-ish, I guess. I mean, I still have like a ton of. Still haven't played Soma.
I feel like Kurt liked that. He wrote about it for when we used to do written things this time of year. He
Yeah.
wrote about that. Seemed to like it.
What else? I grabbed. I know. There's a couple of things. There's a. What's it called?
I don't know. What is that called?
I downloaded a game called.
Boy, I'll tell you, the bosses in this game are really not testing my skills. Oh, wait. I mean, Thanos was hiding under this pirate ship the whole time.
It's like an old, Mac-style adventure game called World of Horror, which you can get for free on...
Is that an itch.io thing, probably?
It's an itch.io, yeah.
Nimaikun says, I've always liked side-scrolling shooters more than overhead ones when it comes to retro shooters, Gradius, Phalanx, UN Squadron, etc. I also wish there was a Sega version of UN Squadron. It would have been nice to see what they could do with less slowdown. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think, actually, all things considered, UN Squadron does not suffer from too terribly much slowdown, if we're being honest. Like, that game, it has some, but not on the level of Gradius 3 or anything like that.
I mean, there are a lot of horror games on the front page of itch.io at the moment.
That's not at all surprising, for being honest.
I think any of them are
I keep meaning to get that one, Midnight Scenes, I think it's called. It's like a Twilight Zone tribute thing. It's a point-and-click
Episode
adventure.
1. It's right in the top row.
Yeah, I've been meaning
Download
to
now.
check
Name
that
your
out.
price. Oh, that looks like a point and click, like 2D
Yeah.
adventure. That seems cool. They're all psychological horror.
Of course they are. What was that one that Abby B made? We Saw the Devil. Was that any good? Did you play that? That's on HF.
Is that a text one?
I don't remember if it was. It's either text or like pretty static images. It doesn't have a lot to it. I listened to the soundtrack and thought it was dope. That's about as far as I got with that. No! Oh, doing so well.
We know the devil.
We know the devil. Yeah, I saw the devil as a Korean horror movie. Oh. Bogus.
Huh. I think I doesn't like it when you shoot him. He just gets faster and faster.
Yeah.
You killed Seaman.
Apparently that spell I just used just makes my normal bullets like even bigger and more threatening, and I don't seem to be running out of it, so... That seems like a deal that's like borderline too good to be true. What's the catch here? Just that I can never use another spell? I can just...
You had to sacrifice your immortal soul.
Oh no. This dude has wings. I'm not sure if he had immortal soul.
You're doing better in this video game, but enjoy your eternity of suffering.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry. They got you.
That's how they get you. Damn!
Yep.
Well, now I lost it, so... Does that mean that my damnation is null and void now, or...?
No, man.
So some of these enemies shoot out like spectral bullets, and that's kind of lame, because they're like hard to see. Oh. Oh no. Aw. I don't know if the cartridge like got nudged. That looks like that's exactly what happened.
Oh well.
Alright, hit me up with that level select code, kid.
Let's see here. Unlimited credits, easy mode in the Japanese version. Here we go. Level select. Highlight the control section of the on the options screen, then hold A for around 10 seconds.
RS Matrix says UN Squadron suffers from monotony. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with that. I think UN Squadron's pretty dope. Says, watching this game now, I'm imagining a Genesis-era Superman shooter with X-ray vision or freeze breath missed opportunity. The Genesis Superman game is the definition of a missed opportunity. Absolutely. So sorry, I'm supposed to go to control and then do what? Just hold the A button?
Hold the A button for around 10 seconds. This sounds like an old nerd's tale, but I guess we'll find out.
Nope, that worked. That's the easiest level select code. What level was I just on? 3? I was on 3, I think, right?
Something.
So I'm going to jump to stage 4.
That's you're in the steam control.
Yeah. This game is pretty dope. This is...
Robot clown heads? What are those things?
I have no idea. But yeah, this game's pretty dope. I'm actually surprised that I've never really, like, nobody had ever sold me on, like, oh, you should check out this game, Wings of Wor. It's actually a really dope Genesis shooter. Apparently it came out on Virtual Console in 2008 as well, so
It's out there if you want to play
it's
it.
out there, yeah. It's out there if you still have money left in your Nintendo account for the
Yeah,
original
that's-
Wii. Okay, well, I could not possibly have moved fast enough to avoid that, but whatever, I guess. like that the lightning bolt spell comes with a little angel that just flies up at the top of the screen, and when you hit the magic button, she just like farts out a bolt of lightning.
There is there isn't really like much horror game that came out this year. There's like a Call of Cthulhu RPG thing.
Yeah, well, vampire or vampire. That was a thing.
I heard mixed things about that.
Yeah, as did I. But I feel like that was sort of the biggest horror release that came out this year. I keep meaning to check out Dead by Daylight, which is sort of like similar to the Friday the 13th game, but not Friday the 13th. But apparently it has DLC with like Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger. But I've heard that's supposed to be pretty decent. It's like an asymmetrical multiplayer thing, just like Friday the 13th. Packed this stage to the gills with floating heads, didn't they? Kun said, any relation between this game and Legendary Wings for the NES? Nope, that's Capcom game. This is a Messiah game. I mean, they're related in that they both have like angels as the main character. That's about it, though. Neo Mahi says, "Wow, wow." Now this thing, I'm into this. Whatever this boss is supposed to be, I dig it. This is some Resident Evil shit going on with this boss.
His heart is outside of his body and orbiting him.
Yep.
Doesn't seem very practical.
No, because it let me shoot it until it burst into flames. You know, yeah.
I do like that it's shooting giant red blood cells at you. That's
yeah,
fun.
yeah, that's cool. Well, this just got Cronenbergian.
Yeah, this is definitely seems like something straight out of Life Force.
Yeah. So I don't know if Smoke Monster's still in the chat, but he was earlier today. He revealed that. Damn. Let's continue there. Earlier today, he revealed that someone is apparently working on a Neo Geo core for the Mister, which is like a... Did I talk to you about that? Were you on one of the nights I was talking about that?
I think so.
It's like a FPGA.
Or
Like, yeah, it's like, well, you get like a little FPGA microcomputer for like $125, and then there's a bunch of cores that are part of this project that are for like old arcade games and Sega Genesis and a bunch of microcomputers. So there's like an SD-RAM board that you need for some of the systems because they need extra RAM, but apparently like Genesis and PC Engine like don't need any extra boards. Like those can be played with just the main setup. But apparently someone is working on a Neo Geo core for it, which would require the extra boards because the Neo Geo was like ridiculous. But still, that's pretty dope if they can get that working. That would be pretty cool. It was Furtech who was working on that. That's the kind of thing I'd like to tinker around with when I have the extra cash to grab the sort of component parts. Like, you know, it's like a lot cheaper to get into than an NT Mini. I just feel like as soon as I do that, someone will jailbreak the Super NT, and there'll be a bunch of extra cores available for that, and then I'll feel like I wasted my money.
yeah, that never really came, did it?
No, there still has not been. Yeah, there still hasn't been any extra cores for the Super NT.
Now they're selling a Genesis one.
They're selling a Genesis one, and I would think that maybe PC Engine will follow. I guess that's not nearly as like well known or loved as a system on this side of the Pacific Ocean, so maybe not. But I actually sort of thought they were building up to something, you know, not entirely dissimilar from like a like a Retron 5.
This thing that plays everything.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like a Retron 5 that runs on FPGA for all those systems or whatever type of a thing. But not yet. I mean, if they are. Kevtris has talked about working on something like that in his free time, and I don't remember what the name. He had like a name for it. Ugh. The stages. This is where the game gets difficult, apparently. In the final stage.
That makes sense. I mean, that's the thing I would be interested in.
Right, I think
anything less than that is just not worth the effort to put into it. I mean, emulation, especially for all this old stuff, is like, especially for anything that runs on like Heigen or whatever, it's just
Heigen
like,
only does Super NES.
Indistinguishable from. It doesn't like there's no difference between those things.
Neo Mahi says, I remember seeing this in GamePro and thinking how terrible it looked. Seeing the gameplay, I was a stupid kid. Yeah, weren't we all? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's always going to be certain... I mean, Heigen... The thing about Heigen is that it's very, very accurate, but it also requires like a pretty good PC to run it, right?
Which I have, so it's not really...
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's, yeah, I mean... but that's the trade-off that you have to make, is if either... Well, you know, if you're gonna spend, especially if one comes out that will play everything, but it costs like $500 or $600, then you're like more than halfway to a PC that's capable of playing all modern video games plus all old video games, and most of those at similar level of emulation. So, I don't know.
I mean, it depends
obviously,
on...
the nice thing about your FPGAs is that you can play stuff with
Damn.
in some cases. But
Yeah, I wonder if anyone's gonna, like, solve the Saturn problem, right? right? Like that's the biggest one. That's the toughest nut to crack, right? It's like, you know, like Saturn emulation has come a ways, but I would say like last I was aware, about 60 to 70% of the library is like pretty accurate, and like a big chunk of it is just like it will play the games.
PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly.
Where 95+% of those games work almost perfectly.
Yeah. Alright, this is my last credit, so we'll see if I can beat this thing.
On most of the game.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't even think of any PlayStation 1 games that like have known emulation problems at this point.
Pretty much everything I've ever tried to run on PCSX
Works.
just works. Yeah.
I was looking at optical drive replacements for my Dreamcast. You know, which
Is that
is
expensive?
No, actually, they're well. So the official, the first guy who like figured it out, sort of cracked that nut. He sells them, but he only does them in batches. So it's not even necessarily that they're expensive. It's just that like you're at his mercy for when he decides that like, oh, I'm gonna sell these now. Come on. Alright, and that was Wings of Wor. Neomahi says, is that because of the Saturn's power or just Sega being stupid? I was always told the Saturn was like a PS3, a beast ahead of its time that devs didn't get. Itagaki said it wasn't as bad. Yeah, it was, so apparently, it's sort of like a Frankenstein monster, appropriately, seasonally appropriate. It had three separate processors, and the last one was a 3D processor that was added like kind of at the 11th hour, and just the way it like all fits together, it sort of was like cobbled together with, you know, scotch tape and bubblegum. So it's just really hard to get a computer to accurately simulate all of those things, and depending on which parts of that internal logic any given game uses, emulators just don't handle it well. I don't know the finer points of that, but I think it has to do with like games that use like this processor and this processor are fine, or like two of them, you know, or whatever, and then if they use another one, then that screws everything up and the emulator can't run right, or I don't really fully understand. Mr. Sensible says, is this a sequel to Wizard of Wor? No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. This is its own weird game. That was pretty fun, actually, even though the difficulty spikes, like, to an absurd extent in the 5th and presumably final stage. Because I couldn't stage select any further than that, but I don't know. That cover art is sweet, though. That Boris Vallejo cover art, I can't get over that. Neomahia says, thank you for your time, man. Yeah, no problem. I mean, again, I don't know the exact finer points of it. I'm sure you could find someone that does know better than I do, but that's basically the long and short of it. But yeah, anyways, optical drive replacement for the Dreamcast. So it got cloned, so you can get a clone of it for, you know, from Shanghai or Hong Kong for like 40 or 50 bucks, and it just, there's no soldering. You just unplug your drive from the main board and put in this SD card reader in its place, and when you boot up the system, it like reads to that instead, and you can put, you know, a whole set of Dreamcast disc images in there, and you're good to go.
That sounds pretty good.
So yeah, and somebody's making a power supply that apparently is gonna like run a little less hot, because the original Dreamcast power supply apparently runs super hot. So someone's making one that you can just pop out the old, you open the casing, pop out the old power supply, and slot in their new sort of more efficient, cooler running power supply. So I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe doing some work on my Dreamcast, especially since the Dreamcast itself wasn't very expensive when I got it, you know. I think this Dreamcast is not my original Dreamcast. I think this Dreamcast... Actually, wait a second, let me think about that for a second. I think this is my original Dreamcast, actually. I don't remember. I don't remember if I got rid of it and then grabbed it back not that long after, or if this is still my original Dreamcast. I actually think this is the one I have now is my original Dreamcast. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I've just held on to it, I guess. Or I bought it cheap. Like, I got rid of it 2 years later after it came out, and then bought it again a year after that or something, and it was not that expensive. But so putting in a card reader, you know, and you know, doing that stuff, I think might be, you know, worth doing. Mr. Sensible says that new Dreamcast power supply is so tiny. Yeah, apparently it does what the 360 does, and there's like an external power brick is what it uses now, so it doesn't get as much heat generated inside the system. Rhino 14 says, is Eric here? He is here, as a matter of fact.
Nope.
Nimai-kun says, do you like your Dreamcast or Saturn more? I own both and prefer the Saturn, but I feel most people are the opposite. I don't know if most people are the opposite or not, but I definitely get more use out of my Saturn at this point. I like the Saturn more, but maybe part of that is that a lot of the good Dreamcast games are ridiculously expensive. Even though you can run burned discs in a Dreamcast, but they can wear out the laser, which is already kind of prone to failure, which is part of the reason why I want to get a card reader to replace the disk drive with, just so I'm not like doing that. But yeah, I don't know, I like the Saturn more. It's just me. Oh boy, but okay, it's about 11:30. I ran out of continues here, so I think I'm gonna call it a night on the stream and get to work editing the Same Name Different Game Halloween special for this year. So I'll be back tomorrow late because I'm going to see Halloween tomorrow night. So it's gonna be a late stream and probably a short one tomorrow. But
New Halloween or Halloween?
New Halloween. So looking forward to that.
Maybe I'll stream tomorrow.
Oh, you could. You certainly could. Alright. Good night, everybody.
Kirk dying with me. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. You should do that.